So in this series of morning movement and meditation, I've been reading from this book. It's called Peace In, Peace Out. At the beginning, I share our Peace In section, which sets up the theme for our day or our practice. And then at the end, I read the Peace Out section. It's about a paragraph and just talks about how we can send that theme out to the world. Okay, so today's practice is a little bit about, well, self-judgment. So think about it. What do you say when you pass a mirror? Have you ever listened to what you say to yourself? Most of the time, it's not so pretty. We ought to be taller, smarter, lighter, all of the above in order to be acceptable. Just for today, and maybe tomorrow, be aware of what you're filling your head with. Just take notice. If you can, write some of your self-talk down so you can see what kind of friend you are to your brilliant self. So we're learning about self-talk. How do we speak to ourselves? And hopefully today, in the morning, a little clear of mind, we can turn that around a little bit to being, well, self-talk in a positive way. So let's stand up and start moving and getting that body going so that we can be our most brilliant selves. So turn the toes out, bend the knees, hands to just by your thighs. We'll start with base breathing, very simple. Hands come up to the shoulders, take it in. Elbows stay pointed down. Exhale slowly out through the nose as your hands come down. So right away, we're starting to feel a deeper breath and connection with this movement to breath. And as we move forward through practice, we'll do our head to toe morning stretches, some sun salutations, and back to our meditation, where we'll come back to our theme or our practice for our peace. Okay, take one more deep breath. Hands come up to the shoulders. And the exhale brings them down. And keep your hands down as your chin comes down towards the chest and rock the head side to side. Notice any little creaks and cracks that you might experience. And we're going to keep rotating just side to side. Or circles, if it's comfortable for you. Full circles, half circles. Keep the knees bent so you start to activate in the legs. Then bring your head back up to the center. And you'll do some big shoulder rolls. Up, back, and down. So really try to create that tension up in the shoulders and then let that go by drawing the shoulders back. And we'll do that again, except the other way. Spread the shoulder blades as you roll those shoulders forward. And then adding on from there, what I would like to do now, just how I'm feeling in my back and spine, is to take your arms and open wide, standing cat and cow pretty much, and then swim it forward. Pull the belly in, separate between the shoulder blades in the back, and then open up. Even stick the booty out a little bit. And I'll do just a few more, opening and closing. And when you open the front, you close the back. When you open the back, you're closing off the front. So we're still working both sides. And then back to our standing neutral position. Good, thanks for doing standing cat and cow with me. That was a new one that I typically don't do. Let's work some shoulder, a little more shoulder rotation. So fists in the hands, bring the arms in and around. This is my favorite move, by the way. Interestingly enough, favorite move. Bend those knees again. And we reach towards the wall, the opposite wall. as fast or as slow as you'd like. And it doesn't take long. We switch directions. That's it. And then we bring the hands down. So that's just a quick shoulder rotation. Getting again into that spine a little bit more. Let's go to some twists. Twisting, taking those hands just off the hips and twist with the shoulders and elbows forward and back. I love this practice because it allows me to check in and really notice the difference day to day. I pretty much do the same thing each morning. I notice then if my back is feeling a little tight as it is, or if my hamstrings or one side is tighter than the other, or if I should be a little more gentle for the rest of the day. Not in a judgment way, but in a way that's like, hey, I'm just noticing that. It's a fact if, my shoulders feel tight. But it changes day to day. And we're going to loosen up in the hips and just sort of sway, making little vibrations in the lower body and the back. Make fists with your hands as you sway side to side. Good. And then back to center. I'm going to add another little breath-based Tai Chi movement. You can take those feet a little wider, bend the knees deeper. It's called Tiger Whirlwind. So we're going to whirlwind around and do some, fun and fabulous things. So we take the hands over to, say, the right side. As you inhale, it's like a kind of a side lunge of sorts, almost a warrior lunge, very short stance warrior lunge. Inhale, hands come around. Exhale, we press away. So what are you doing? Inhaling around and then pressing away any judgments, any negative self-talk, the stuff we don't want. Just let that float away. Float away, exhale it out. We're going to turn this into a side lunge. So we'll do one more over to the right and the left side. Let's keep it even. I know some people really take notice of that if we're not even. Good, and then open up the arms, side lunge. You can go parallel arms or a little bit of a tilt, slide lunge to one side. You could even do hands to thighs. And then switch sides. Just getting the inner thigh. So we can stay low as you shift side to side, more focus in the lower body. So the hands are really just helping to keep the chest lifted if they're open. And we'll step the feet together. That's it. Hands come up to the chest and they float down. Exhale. And one more little portion for the legs. It's our kicks, our high knees or kicks. Step 1 foot back, knee comes up, and maybe straight leg. Maybe not today. Feel that core contraction as you lift your leg. And switch sides. Start with the knee. Always a couple on the knee first. Straight leg if you would like to try on this side. And there we go. Yeah. And that's our morning warm up for our body. And we head towards our sun salutations. So getting more into connecting our breath with our movement and a full body strength and stretch. So coming up to the top of the mat. For morning time, we keep our feet hip distance apart, better for balance. Hands down, palms forward, shoulders back. Stand up as tall as your body allows. Nice exhale, good. Let's reach those hands up, inhale. Exhale as you open those arms, diving down. Hinge in the waist or the hips. Bend the knees a little, first forward fold. Take the hands to your shins, lift up halfway. This first one is always slower. And plant the hands down on the outsides of the pinky toes or replacing your toes and walk your feet back to plank pose. So you might be lifted a little bit, so shift forward in that body so the shoulders are over the wrists. Hold it there. Let's take the knees to the ground, hug the elbows in, and today let's lower all the way to your belly so you can do cobra pose. Shoulders roll back, lift the heart, the gaze, squeeze the shoulders together. This is cobra pose. You can even press a little more into the hands, peeling your chest, your belly off the ground, while still keeping a bend in the elbows. Then look down, lower down just a little, press into the hands and the knees, come back up, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. That's our first one. So bend one knee at a time, shake out the head, breathe deeply. Then we'll walk the feet forward towards the top of the mat, however many steps it takes. It always takes me a few. For the first one, half lift, exhale, forward fold, stand up tall, rise up. Let's do a side bend. Take one hand down the side of the body, lean to the side. I'll show you from this way. Lean to the side, lengthen, look up, hold this here. And then reach back up, inhale, other side, hand goes down the leg, other arm comes across, look up, just past that top elbow, press the elbow back. Let's reach it back up. Hands connected, look up, forward fold, exhale. Do one more sun salutation, A. Half lift, inhale, this time hands can be on the floor, fingertips, or the shins again. Exhale, walk the feet back, maybe 2 giant steps back, plank pose. Knees come down, take an inhale, lengthening out the body through the crown of the head. Exhale, lower to your belly. Hug those elbows in, press into the hands, lift the shoulders, the chest, cobra pose. As you exhale, draw that core in, tuck the toes, look down, hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then walk those feet forward to the top of the mat. Again, inhale into your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Side bend. Pick a side again. Exhale, one hand comes down, other hand comes across. Inhale, reach up. It's just one breath. Exhale to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. So we're going to get into a couple lunges, some standing poses. Lift halfway, inhale. And then step just your left foot back into a low lunge. Walk the hands back so they're in line with that back foot. Back knee down. You can flatten the back foot. You can always put some cushion under the back knee too. So with this low lunge, reach up, palms towards one another, thumbs back, hips forward. And a nice flowing motion from this high low lunge, kneeling high lunge. Straighten that front leg, take your hands down to your thigh, pull your right toes up, balance as you lean forward. Ooh. You could take the hands to the floor too. We'll do that 3 times. So let's shift forward again, or reach up. Exhale, straight leg, hips go back, fold forward. One more time, inhale, find that full breath, big expansion, heart open. Exhale, straight leg, half splits. Lean forward. Inhale, rise. One more time. Because then we come down to the floor. Tuck the back toes under. Lift into a lunge. Hands come down, step back to downward facing dog. Just regular old down dog. We'll get into that hip just a little more. Right leg, hip. So lifting that right leg, bend your knee, and we'll take circles through that hip joint. We can also do this on the knee. No problem. Switch directions if you haven't yet. Hip circles. And then lift that right leg behind you. Step forward between the hands into a lunge. And then follow that with a left foot. Step forward, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale down. Rise up, inhale. One more time, we'll do side bends. Exhale to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the side. Reach up. Other side, forward fold, exhale. Half lift. Step that right foot back. Knee comes down. Here we go. Lengthen through the back leg, flatten the foot. Hips down and forward, and try it. Front knee over the ankle. Rise up. Palms face each other. Lower abs in and reach back. Find a little more bend through the entire spine, not just that low back. Look up. And that back and forth. Straighten that front leg. Hands come down to the thighs. Send the hips back. Or you can take the hands to the floor. So not necessarily connected with breath, but doing what you can, breathing deep. On your next inhale, rise back up. We can try to connect it. Exhale, hands come forward, straighten the front leg. Inhale, reach up. Definitely a balance element to this little movement. Exhale, hands come down, straight leg. One more time to reach up. Hands come down to the floor. Around that front foot, tuck the back toes under. Step the left foot back, down dog. We'll do some hip rotations. Bend the left knee and lift the leg and take it around. Again, this can also be done on that right knee with the knee to floor. One side might need that. And then switch directions. And then bring the leg back down to the ground. Last time, let's balance everything out. Shift forward to plank pose. Knees down, lower to your belly. Press into the hands, draw the shoulders back, cobra pose, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then we'll take our knees down from there and sit back. Just lean to the side or cross the ankles and roll back, sit back. We've got our meditation portion of our practice. Movement, sun salutations, meditation. That creates our morning movement and meditation class. So we'll get to the peace out towards the end of this. But for now, we sit up tall and come back to bringing peace in and noticing and becoming aware of what it is you say to yourself about yourself. Hopefully, we can turn this around, and most of those thoughts about ourselves are going to be positive, or simply what we're going to do in this meditation is to just be. There are no labels, there are no judgments, and we just are. So rest your hands on your knees. Close your eyes if you'd like, or look down. And take in the simple phrase, I am. There is nothing after that, just simply I am. And there is no need to add the phrase too much or to anything. I am. If you feel any thoughts coming in, to finish the phrase or add more to the I am phrase, allow them to drift away just with your exhale and come back to I am. So for now, we are here. We're energetic beings, just being. If it helps you, as you inhale, say the word I. As you exhale, say the word am. And that's it. And we'll be here for a few minutes, continuing to practice being in this moment and just being an I am. Okay, bring a little bit more awareness to your breath, to wiggling the fingers, to where you are in this place on your mat, seated. You can blink the eyes open and stay seated for just a little longer as I talk about our way to bring our peace out. And today is more about awareness to ourselves, and this time not self-talk, but judgments of others. So today, try it. Walk through a crowd of people, or maybe not a big crowd of people, but sit at a desk or watch TV, or really go anywhere, and see how often you find reasons to criticize those in your world. Make a mental note of how many times you send that "to" message out. Too fat, too thin, too pretty, too confident, too anything, dressed too weird, driving too slow, driving too fast, too different from me. The message is received whether you say it out loud or not. And that's the sentence that got to me. The message that you send is received whether you say it out loud or not. So today, be aware of your mental relationship with other people who you know and even people who you don't. So that's our peace out and our self-talk theme today. So together, take that big breath in, sealing all that in and promising, yeah, we're going to work on that. And bring your hands down to your hearts. Take one more breath. Let it go. Thank you so much for joining this early morning. Namaste.